JB Cycles here with an update on March the 2nd. So this previous week, it looks like we've made a 2-week oscillation low as expected around Wednesday, Thursday, and at the current point my 4-week cycle or the 2-week oscillation suggests a couple of days more with upside, and then I think we could start to see a topping formation with a low around end of March, and that would be a 10-week cycle low. So we did not get any breakdown this week, but eventually this trend line will be broken. I don't think we will crash down immediately, but make some kind of a topping formation and then finally some kind of a pullback. But nothing very bearish to be expected, and the uptrend will continue. Because if we look at the bigger picture, my 3.5-year cycle, we are in the extremely bullish green zone where my trading rules say shorting is forbidden. So only switch between going long and staying cash for the rest of this year. So let's have a look at my wavelets for the S&P daily data. Last weekend I said it looks like this blue wavelet is curling up, and indeed it is. And I don't think this is a good selling setup right away. There should be a bit more upside here coming. So I think we're looking for some kind of a topping formation, then a pullback, and then the uptrend continues. As I said earlier, this bull market has had a lot of volatility, and the bears have been trying to crash it over and over again. We had a 3-month correction, and all the bears could do was bring us down to the 200-day moving average. It was a perfect buying setup, and I think the bears are exhausted. We have broken up out to new all-time highs, and yeah, we will just grind upwards, and there will not be many deep and scary corrections this year. So let's have a look at my cycles. We have the quarterly cycle, or the more dominant half-year cycle. It suggests we are at a top and should expect a low in March. We have my 10-week cycle, where we are currently out of phase with the cycle, and it suggests we should expect a low around middle of March. And then we have the 17-week cycle, where we also are out of phase, and I think this cycle is telling us nothing very bearish will happen here in March, April, and the next major low will be around June. I have been looking at the VIX and the 10-week wavelet, and the VIX says we are approaching a low in the VIX. We had a false signal a couple of weeks ago, but so the VIX says this looks like a low, and the next thing to look for is the VIX going up again, and the VIX will be leading the S&P. So the S&P won't crash down immediately when the VIX is going up, but a rising VIX is a warning that the top is maybe 1 week ahead. So first we probably have to see VIX going up. Let's see. Hourly data, Dow Jones Industrial. So as I said last weekend, if this downswing is behaving well, is not crashing down, well then look for another long position around Wednesday, Thursday, and indeed that looks like a low, and now we have begun a new 2-week oscillation. But I think we have to watch out. We could see a very bearish left translated 2-week oscillation, but I cannot see such a setup in my wavelets. My wavelets is suggesting more upside into Tuesday, Wednesday, possibly Thursday, I think around Wednesday. And then we'll have to see what happens. You know, this old scenario, I could shift it over like this, and so at a top around midweek this coming week, we should start maybe to look for a possible A, B, C corrective move, but it could go sideways, and it's even possible that this will shift out all the way like this, suggesting maybe the top isn't this coming week. Maybe we need a double top or some kind of a topping formation here before we finally get this corrective move. So yeah, short term looks like more upside, but you know, in this situation with a very overbought market and this trend line just waiting to be broken, we have to be careful, although I don't expect anything very bearish, but we have to be careful. So switch between being long and going cash, but I wouldn't recommend any shorting here. There's absolutely a potential for a decent pullback, but as I said, my trading rules say don't look for short positions in this phase of the 3.5 year cycle, and then when the market is very overbought, well then take your profits, go cash, but if the pullbacks aren't scary, then you buy the dip, and yeah, you just continue to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, and you know, in this phase finally at some point you will get a scary pullback, but the overall trend should save you. So if you are caught with some long positions and the market is going down, well, you will, you know, just buy and hold should work if you can manage some scary pullbacks. Buy and hold should save you for the rest of this year, probably. But yeah, some kind of a pullback absolutely possible. It could be a top this coming week, or maybe later in March. So, see you.